You may express to all who are here to come to know who I am, to come to know who you are. We are oneness. We are one consciousness field of light, of heightened energies, of consciousness fields, of enlightenment, and rays and rays and rays and rays. How did this begin, you ask? Yurabahai. It was many years ago. It was 1992. This child was in distress. The distress was a tumor that had to be removed, and unconsciously this child called out, "Somebody help me. I am a single mother. I have a small child. I do not want to die. I do not want to die. Somebody help me." I entered this child in a light body of energies of highest love. Yera. I, in my own stillness, laying in bed, was awakened to a very large light in my room, and love overwhelming, and then a misunderstanding of where this heightened frequency, the tears that were coming, were of not knowing. It was only a couple of days later that I went back to the doctors, had the surgery, had the tumor removed, and received a healing and recovery within 6 weeks instead of 12, was walking and moving around without any problems. And I realized then something happened, still not knowing what. I have a gift of speaking in sacred languages that envelope all around me in tones and vibrations that go directly into the heartbeat. I was a bit frightened of this language. I was a bit frightened of the energies, and I didn't know what I was saying. Like sometimes it just has a vibration, or it doesn't have a word. It's because the infinite being that's coming through is not speaking a language. It doesn't need to speak a language. It simply needs to envelope your outer consciousness field. Your body needs to be enveloped in a frequency of a higher vibration. It was many years later that I just continued to just keep the language very sacred within me. I didn't talk to people. I didn't discuss it until the year 2000. I started to come to this little church here in the country and speak to them about masters of consciousness. Most of it was actually the Christ consciousness. Mostly it was Jesus that I felt in my heart and that would come through. And I just allowed and aligned with the energies coming through the top of my head into the inner mind, and just sat in stillness for many hours each day, waiting, as did Jesus, on the Word. Waiting for a frequency to feel that infinite essence of a presence that would enter me. I enter all the time now. There are many channeling, many mediums, many shamans, many sages, many seers, and they all connect with the universal realms and dimensions beyond, and they all have that connective field and somewhat of a telepathic communication. I think I have all of those abilities. I have the ability of being a medium, because a person that channels information is what a lot of people do call one and the same, a medium and a channel. Okay, a psychic is someone that is working on the right brain, but they're working a little bit. The psychic knowledge is like that intuitive part of them knows what you need or what you're asking. That's reading the left brain waves. Okay, that's the psychic. The clairvoyant sees, or clairaudient hears, or claircognizance is what I have, is knowing all of that. Say you have an intuitiveness of knowing something's going to happen. That's your psyche, okay, or your clairvoyance. It's, oh, I saw that before. You're using up a very small portion of the right brain, but it's awakened. A medium knows how to sense and see from a higher level of that right brain, spiritual awakening and speaking and communicating with the other side. So all of those that are channelers, mediums, psychics, clairvoyants, clairaudience, they are channels. They're channeling a frequency of a communication. But it's kind of like if we got into tiering, okay? What I have is all of that encapsulated plus a heightened level of communication. Yes, as a child I was very intuitive, or psychically I would just know, oh, so and so's coming to the door soon. That again, that shaman, which I was born also is part Algonquin medicine. My mother would say to me, you have a lot of the shaman abilities, child. So what was a shaman? I asked. Well, it's one that can see into other dimensions, plus see within your dimensions. And then I moved into, I think probably in the early 90s, I started seeing things as a prophetic message. So I would get a prophetic vision. So I would see a lucid dream of something in my sleep state. And then it would happen a month later in the paper, somewhere in the world. So that was just the very, very beginnings. I think this would be how I would explain my own personal development.